And it's AM Talk, but let's just run this by you. Diamec Diagnosis Center is your ultra-modern diagnosis center which specializes in the treatment of fibroid. Their competent and well-trained staff will ensure that you undergo the treatment of fibroid without any operation, all under hygienic conditions and the application of modern technologies in practice. Well, they are located at Okponglo Junction here in Accra and also TUC in Kumasi. This is what you need to do if you want to get in touch with them. Please call them on 0243 176119 or 020-751-5632 or 02733-27054. Diabetes Diagnosis Center. They treat fibroid without any operation, and so please make sure that you do get in touch with them. But you are in touch with us now. Now let's introduce our guests for the morning. We have the Honorable Member of Parliament for Lower Manya, Ebenezer Allotey Jacobs. How are you? How was your weekend?
Well, a little tiring, you know.
A number of things were happening.
Yes.
And
as usual, you have to.
Yeah.
Attend all the programs.
You see, huh?
Yes.
All right.
There are 100, you have to make time to.
You attend a number of them?
A number of
Your
them.
constituency is just here, just about some few kilometers away. So.
And that is more, you know.
That's even dangerous.
Yes, yes, because.
It means you have to get closer. You have no excuse.
You have no excuse.
All right.
Yes.
I do get your point.
To the extent that you live there on Monday, and then 3 days after.
You have to be there.
You know, the news is that they don't see you.
And of course, you can't visit everywhere.
Not at all.
It's also because you give a lot more promises as when you want to vie for the positions.
Promises?
Yeah, those who want to be MPs, you give promises. But there have been a number of disasters over the weekend.
Yeah.
One was people drowning in the Volta Lake, passengers in a boat disaster, and also 8 people, 2 killed in clashes between 2 villages. And 1 region. Even the police say they have formally 1 person dying from that very incident. What do you make of it? We're still having boat disasters now and again.
Floods.
And then people killing each other because of chieftaincy conflicts.
Well, Roland, I don't know, what to say again about this chieftaincy, problems that we're having. And sometimes I'm tempted to think that the National House of Chiefs will need to do more in terms of documentation. A lot of our traditions are handed down orally, and people can twist it. And the new minister for chieftaincy
and culture.
Yeah, I mean, during the vetting says something about, I think they're doing something about it, but we need to really take up that task seriously, because various lineages must be, really, really documented, so that in the event that somebody passes on, getting a heir to that throne shouldn't be difficult at all. And then the rate at which, the people are creating various kingdoms for themselves must also be regulated. And that is the only way we can solve this problem. Because I can imagine what is going to happen in the next 30, 40 years. When in one family, for instance, if you come to my hometown, if my father is a chief, and he passes on, and we are 10 boys, okay, we are all heirs to that, depending on how we fare, when it comes to those who choose. Then the next generation, okay, keeps expanding, so everybody qualifies. But then if you don't keep proper, documents about this, those who are not in line can, depending on how wealthy the person is, how influential the person is, can just jump into the fray and start creating problems. And that is what is happening. So we need to really, really, really do something about this.
Well, we'll see how that goes, but we know it's a serious a situation as it can be. Even in Tema, we're being told that the National Disaster Management Organization has warned of dire consequences on residents and property if there's flooding in Tema Community 5. And the coordinator in Tema, Hajia Zainab Abdullah, said the danger has come about because of human activities, encroachments, etc. And we see this. We're going to have a year of remembrance for the June 3 disaster, even here in Accra. And our attitude didn't seem to have changed over the period.
Well, you see,
it's raining, we still dump refuse.
Yes.
Rain, we think that it's okay. Running water will take it away.
But you see, you forget that if you are up there's somebody who is down. When you dump it up, it will come. If it goes into the sea rejects it, sends it back, to us. But you see, Roland, there's one thing that is eating us up. The point is, we all know the consequences of building in waterways, but we'll do it. The lagoon, the Sakumono Lagoon, is being filled. People are filling the lagoon with latrite and building.
So it means that they are blocking waterways.
They are blocking waterways, and water will always find its level.
Because it's a natural waterway,
and
right?
Then, yes, you see, these days when the weather has become very, very unpredictable because of the changes that are occurring
around the world.
Around the world.
Which we have no control over.
Not at all.
And we'll turn around and blame government.
That is it. You understand? If we don't have control, then we must do our homework well. As individuals, we need to be responsible. Sometimes I don't know whether it's for fun that people want to build in waterways. Sometimes maybe it's a show of wealth. And if you want to do it, get the proper, expertise to advise you. Because yes, you can build in a waterway, but then you must give access to water to flow. So what it means is you have to go extra mile to spend more. You understand? But then I want to build in a waterway. I will not take advice from anybody. I will do it my own way. Block the waterway, get some latrite because I can afford. They feel it, they build. The next time it rains, and then these days that it is easy to come out with information. You just have to pick a phone and call one radio station, and it's all over. And then Ghanaians, as we are, very sympathetic, will immediately forget that this person went against nature. And you can't cheat nature. We all come out in support. They are victims. If the authority decide to go and pull down, we have all manner of interest groups. And these days, most of these interest groups wear political colors. And therefore, we are unable to deal with the substantive issues. Look at the population, for instance. People are virtually living on the lagoon. With sawdust, they built, story buildings. So
they heaped sawdust,
yes,
compact it, and they built on it, thinking it's earth.
It's earth.
So when there's a disaster, it doesn't have water doesn't have a path to flow.
It will be washed away. Then the call again, government, we are in trouble. Come and help us.
But that is why we have institutions that are supposed to also do enforcement. People building waterways, you make sure that you don't sell the land. For example, let me tell you, I grew up in Ashaiman.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the 90s, early 90s and mid 90s, places that I saw, if the pattern of rains were not good for a particular season, and so floods happened on plains. Yeah. Those plains now have become very expensive residential areas.
Yeah.
And for once in a while, like last year, there were flooding in the area. But those places were plains.
Yes.
And you find water seeping like the way you see the Keta Lagoon, water seeping. That's how they were.
Yes.
But now we have huge, serious estate houses there, and they are being sold very expensive.
Very expensive. You see, and the point is that even if you want to build on such a land, you can't just put up any ordinary building there. If you want to put up a building, you need to invest more. You understand?
Not your ordinary budget.
Not at all. Otherwise, you will be facing the problem that we are having now, because you need to erect. Because when you go to Nzulezi or whatever, people live on the river.
Yeah, they live on tilts.
Yes. So if you want to do same, do it well.
So you're saying that you can live on water,
yeah,
but construct the structure that will make you live on water.
That's the point.
When the water comes.
When the water comes. What it means is that erect pillars and build, the house on it. I mean, the experts can tell you better.
Yeah, I get your point. I get your point. All right, let's move our discussions.
Yeah.
And we know that last week, we heard the IGP was toying with the idea of banning social media. And it led to a certain hue and cry. And talking about how social media could have a certain downside.
Yeah.
We also had on social media the news that Allotey Jacobs, who is the NDC Central Regional Chairman, apparently allegedly had been arrested in the UK at Heathrow on suspicion of money laundering and cocaine trafficking, which went viral. Somebody is saying it arms the police to do what they have to do, but I mean, it's seriously, you look at the net, especially on Facebook, and some of them, people have come up with links to some websites. You don't know how they are created, and spewing all sorts of garbage.
Seriously, I mean, we need to really take steps to
not every time, but just for the political season.
Yes, I mean, but what the IGP said was just for that day, I mean, the election day. And you see, look at this information. What we have just been, you've just been.
It's not even an election day.
Not at all. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what will happen if something similar happens on the election day? That and you know how fast these things move. Maybe
an individual has gone to shoot somebody with an opposition party or something. I think it could be.
And Ghanaians, we have a certain attitude. We react before even thinking sometimes.
Everybody does.
You understand? They say, hey, and then before you realize, people start. That is the point. Look, there was a time something happened in Ashanti region, Kumasi. They said there was this group of persons going around. When they touch you, your organs and whatever.
Was it in Kumasi? I think it was even in Accra.
In Accra, but Kumasi.
Okay, it was in Kumasi.
Yes.
Something happened, and they said, yes, somebody, when they touch you, your manhood. That's right. There was for men. Yeah, your manhood shrinks or I think just vanishes. And then, it was upset.
Yes, and then you see the person. I mean, somebody would talk to you.
Even that one was not on social media.
Somebody will tell you as if the person has seen it. You interrogate the person and say, this man says that. This man, we see. And that way, you never see the person.
There's no way.
And it goes on and on and on. The damage is done, and that is all. And I hear people were even beaten up. Suspected people were beaten up. You ask them,
You say.
Yeah, you say.
So you say, or the Nisa coming. I remember there was an incident. I remember I reviewed it in the Times at the time, in which somebody at a station was touched. Then you say, hey.
So we need to be very careful, and I believe that these things must be condemned. I have fallen victim to some of these things before.
Yeah, I know there were publications about you. Let's not talk about you.
No, not even that. You see, about this drugs issue, and it went viral. Yeah. People will call you from all over, and I can imagine what
How serious is it?
Though, it's very serious.
Let's say a personality like whoever it is. Yeah. But Allotey Jacobs it is today to. Let's say en route to somewhere, now getting the news, his family getting the news that you have been involved. How traumatizing.
And then you see, the point is that Allotey Jacobs' wife is in Ghana. The other side of it is that Allotey, getting busted in Heathrow with a wife. So the first thing is my husband having another woman somewhere? You understand? So that alone sets the stage for another, Then the woman is thinking.
Okay, so the wife is in Ghana.
It's in Ghana.
But the concocted social media posting said was busted with his wife.
His wife.
Okay, so you're saying the woman will misinterpret to mean that Allotey
Yes.
Jacobs was with another woman?
Another woman.
Who is representing her?
Her.
As a,
You
the
understand?
wife.
Then the next issue is the fact that he's been bastard. You understand? And this is a woman who was just spoken to, preparing to go to work. She's a nurse. You think she'll have the right frame of mind to go and if you have to inject somebody, we'll do it and do it well? We need to stop killing ourselves. It is not fair. And I hear it is Hobson Adoye who, put the thing.
Oh, he did?
He did.
I have no evidence of that. But
He did.
He did.
He
On
did.
On Facebook.
And it's unfair.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. And we hope that if it's Hobson, he comes to retract. But it's also on both sides of the political divide.
Yes, but it doesn't really make it right.
Yes.
It doesn't make it right.
What advice would you give?
Our politics.
Would it give you the politician?
Well, you see, politics is about development. And therefore, there's no need to go personal. Sometimes, sometimes depending on the situation, you may be tempted. But I believe that we must show maturity, no matter how, we are provoked into saying things that we are not supposed to say. Because this issue, for instance, I am sure whoever put it there maybe saw Allotey Jacobs with the state attorney. They were going for some negotiation.
State attorney?
Yes.
Also, so he was with a woman?
A woman. You understand?
And I'm sure maybe they were being asked one or two questions.
They were going to Dallas. And they are there now.
Ah.
They are there
Oh,
now.
so he was not even arrested?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was stopped.
No.
Quizzed for several hours.
No. Not at all. Allotey is in the US now. You understand?
Social media.
So if you do this, and the next time you are traveling to Europe and they subject you to all manner of, it is because you have given some information that even government officials are into. So. So you'll be suspected.
Yeah, because you're saying it doesn't give a certain clear image.
No, not at all.
I get your
So
point.
we must desist from,
Have you seen a copy of the Daily Guide this morning? You have not?
No, not yet.
Okay. There's a story that says that apparently Mahama, the president, is under pressure over killer lights. And this is how it is reported. A story filed by one William Yao. So it is imagined that the Mahama-led government is under pressure to reduce killer electricity tariffs that have collapsed many industries and wreaked havoc on many homes. Cabinet reportedly had a crunch meeting on Thursday, chaired by the president, to consider possible reduction of the tariff since the public outcry was becoming too intense with the opposition bashing the NDC administration. And it also says Nana had promised that when he comes, there'll be complete reduction. So as I said, the president now is now wants to do it before Nana Addo Dankwa, if he becomes president, does it?
Which will not happen. But you see, the fact is that we have had challenges with power in this country.
Sure.
And it is because of the same environmental problems that we are having in the world. Growing up, I came to meet Akosombo Dam that was supplying power in excess of our demands, to the extent that we are even exporting it. Now, go to Akosombo, the water level itself, if you don't know anything about it, you can see that it has gone down. They are not producing at full capacity. Our population is also not waiting. We are expanding. Look at the amount of energy. Look at the high-rise buildings that we have. You understand?
What does that got to do with?
You need power. You can't use the staircase. You have to use the lift. You understand?
And you can't be in those fortified glass buildings. Without ventilation.
I had an American friend.
We all use rollers now.
Yeah, he said,
roller windows.
Yeah, he says they pay to heat their rooms, and they will pay to, what do you call it?
Make it cold.
Make it cold. But ours is self-inflicted. Ours is self-inflicted. We have decided to use glass houses, to live in glass houses.
Oh, it's nicer.
Well,
It's nicer.
Well,
it's nicer.
Yes, but that is it comes with a cost.
Forget about the American. It's nicer.
It comes with a cost. You understand? And therefore, there's the need for us to look for more sources. The alternatives now are quite expensive, and we cannot burden government, with all that. Otherwise, our schools, our roads, and other things will suffer. And therefore, there was the need for some adjustment. In the course of that, they had a problem. And according to ECG, it was a problem with the software. Personally, I had an encounter with the ECG when they came, took the last reading, and then changed my meter. I went there to ask about the details. What I realized was that they themselves had problems understanding the whole package that they were using.
The software?
Yes. Because you see, the problem was that if you have, they have a cycle, 28-day cycle.
For billing? For billing.
Now, they come to you after they have taken their last reading, if it is 140, right? Then your meter, your prepaid meter came in 2 weeks after you've used some more power. Let's say postpaid. About 80 per postpaid, about 80. Now, because this is the,
but you are saying this is for postpaid?
Yes, I'm coming.
But you mentioned prepaid.
Yeah, the prepaid, I'm coming. One of the problems that they're having now, is that, when they are terminating their contract with you as a postpaid,
doing the transition to prepaid.
You understand? They have to take the last reading. And what is happening is that most of the areas that, like my place, for instance, when they came, they had already taken the 28-day reading has been taken. Then when they came after 2 weeks to fix the new meter,
they had a backlog of 2 weeks.
Then when they went back, they put it together. So it's now 140 plus 80. Now you know how the billing system is. When you move out of the lifeline, the rest,
the charges are different.
Are different. You understand? So in a normal situation, if my 140 is in a lifeline, I'm going to pay less. Once they add this to it, the assumption is that I have consumed, within this short time, I have consumed 140 plus 80. Then they put they slap the bill on that. And that pushes you into, the higher tariff, category, yes. And that is what they must correct. Because the meter, what they have supplied now, even gives you an idea of how much you consume a day. When I went through that, I have not changed anything in my house. But every day, my consumption is between 8 cedis to 12. When you multiply by 30 days, it gives you around 300 thereabouts.
For every month?
For every month. You understand? But then...
I think you are better.
So when I went... Yeah.
Because I consume 300 every 3 weeks.
Every 3
weeks. I'm even wondering.
No, you see, let me tell you something.
And it's even prepaid. I'm wondering.
Yes, prepaid. You see, there's one thing that they must do and do very well. When I went there, they asked me to pay 1,000 something to terminate, to migrate onto the prepaid. Now, if you continue to use it, you have an arrears. And if you go and buy your 300 or 200, you may be paying some arrears somewhere.
I don't get you. You pay 200, 300 of the prepaid?
Yes.
But how did they do that symmetry?
It is all because of the yes. And then the cycle thing that I
so they're able to migrate the old bill onto the new?
Yes.
Both from postpaid to prepaid?
No.
Okay.
What I mean is that if...
But you are not saying, it's okay. We've all understood all that.
So what I mean,
but the next question is, it's not everybody who is experiencing this who falls under this category.
No.
Who was using postpaid and doing the migration.
That's right.
People are using genuine postpaid. That's what they are using, and they are getting serious bills. It's not as if they are going to have prepaid being installed for them or haven't been installed for them.
Yes. You see, and that is where the issue, they themselves have accepted that they had a problem with the software, because they said we were supposed to pilot it, and they decided
the other accusation is that they're saying that government deliberately is doing this, has empowered the ECG to do what it is, fleecing the ordinary consumer using technology.
You see, But Roland, do you believe this?
I'm not in government. I don't know.
No, but you see,
You're asking me if I believe the rumor.
Yeah.
I'm saying that something people are saying. So
Yeah.
I ask a question.
Well, they will say, but you see, it is left to you and I
whether I
believe or not. You see,
there are a lot of things I don't believe, but I still have to ask questions all them. Because there are people who believe
of course.
and they are audience.
But that's not true. It's not true. It is not true. Government will not do that. Government will not do that. But see,
and as a result, that now the president had to call an immediate cabinet meeting and to deliberate on it. That's what the rumor was not being confirmed.
What it means is that yes, I hear there was some meeting of the sort, right? Because you cannot sit down and allow things to go the way.
So it means government is concerned.
No, even Parliament. Parliament. There was a statement on the floor of Parliament.
You are concerned too.
Yeah, we are
as
concerned.
Members of Parliament.
Yes.
Are you victims?
Everybody.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Even parliamentarians.
Yes. I'm an MP, and I told you I had a problem. I had to go there.
This is your personal problem you're narrating?
Yes.
Hey.
So I went there.
Then you are in trouble.
No, it has been resolved.
It has been resolved?
Yes.
Okay. But what steps do you think the ECG needs to take to make sure that some of these occurrences don't happen? Or if now that it has happened, they need to revert as quickly as possible?
I think the PURC has issued a statement that they should suspend it.
They said they can't.
They said they can't.
Well, not that they can't, but they said it's a system rollout. So they can't just immediately say they're stopping.
Very well.
Because people have to be billed.
Yes. But you see, the issue is that the information that I had, or I have now, is that the software that they procured was supposed to be run on pilot basis. They were supposed to, run it for some time before they roll it out. And they decided to go full, scale. And that's the reason why they're having the problem that they're having. And as I said, when I went to the place, I may be wrong, but what I suspect is that the people themselves who are implementing that thing, some of them cannot explain themselves when you go there. Because you see, you need to tell the people, if the people understand what is going on and they appreciate it, this noise will even come down.
Well, we hope so. But at the end of the day, once government is concerned, it's also because it's almost like a publicity baggage for government. Because even though it's an ECG thing, it's as if government is in collusion. ECG definitely is, wholly government, Sure, I do understand that, yes, but they operate independent. They're supposed to be operating independent, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm saying that government is concerned because it's making government look bad.
No, you see, the point that, insofar as government should be concerned when there are floods, when there's cholera, when we don't have water, when we are having problem with power, government must be concerned. You understand? It's all part of, the governance process. Government must be concerned. And that is why government is showing concern.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what steps do we need government to take? Because even though it's a PRC that's supposed to be the regulator and the controller, so to speak, the government cannot directly just dictate to the ECG, can it? Or through the Prime Minister, they can do something? They
can do something. If indeed there's misapplication of some software somewhere, that the regulator can speak to that. And government can come in, minister can speak to it, the issue. Because it's a national concern. Everybody is affected if indeed the software that they are using is faulty or is being misapplied. Then somebody must do something about it.
Well, we'll see how that goes. But that's where we end our discussion this morning. And thanks for joining me. I hope that you've been campaigning.
The campaign.
Or we haven't fully started.
We have not started campaigning.
If you start now, you will exhaust your funds. Not really. I'm just. I don't know. Ebenezer Oklete Taylor has been my guest this morning. He's a member of Parliament for Lower Manya. Thanks for joining me, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, now, Damek Diagnosis Center is your ultramodern diagnosis center, and they specialize in the treatment of fibroid. Their competent and well-trained staff will ensure that you undergo the treatment of fibroid without any operation or under hygienic conditions with the application of modern technologies in their practice. They are located at Okponglo Junction in Accra and Tuesday in Kumasi. Diamed Diagnosis Center could be located in those areas, and they treat fibroid without any operation. Well, that'll be while we take a break here. We'll bring you entertainment, and Gladys already with entertainment is here.